Hi, this is Attica and welcome to the start of a new series on the channel. We're going to play the game Railgrade. We can all blame Garnet for this. He's the one who said he liked this game. I trust his judgment. He and I tend to like the same thing. Trains, logistics, finances, solving puzzles. This is a big time puzzle game, beautiful puzzles with things that we like to deal with to solve them, and it can be played without the puzzle element, without the time constraint, so you can just take your time and solve the puzzle in however long it takes you. And you can also play it without a finance constraint and just turn the money off and just basically get reimbursed every time you spend money, so you have unlimited funds. But of course we're going to play it with budget constraints and time constraints and with the hardest settings we can get, and we're going to try our best to get an S, a superior rating on every puzzle that we do. They all have time limits, and there's a certain amount of time you have to get each one done to get a different level, an S, A, B, or C grade. We want S on everything. So, and if we have to stay on one multiple times to get an S, that's what we're going to do. All right, so let's go. Now, this is going to have to be another restart for me. I intended originally to play this game as a straight open out of the box, my first look. I actually recorded myself the first time I ever saw this game and started doing the tutorials and published it and got copyright strikes. So I gave up and I started playing the game, got totally hooked on it and just almost addicted to it. And I tried again with the music turned off, and I put ambient sounds back in place of the music. And I got a copyright strike again. It turns out I get a copyright strike on the intro cutscene that shows us what's going on. So we're going to skip that intro cutscene as well in order to avoid copyright strikes. All right, so we are going to restart yet again. There, and I skipped that cutscene. That was a cutscene. It's actually very nice. Shows the train moving and shows this planet that you've been sent to, this colony, and you have to administer different regions of the colony. Let me speed that up. Okay, now I'll read this. Forgive me for reading, but it's probably the easiest way for you to see it. Welcome to our division, Yoshida. Thanks for taking over the colony. I know you had no choice, but all the same, I'm thankful. Remote administration confused me to no end. Back here on Earth, the sun is bright and birds are singing. I'd send you a recording, but interstellar bandwidth is expensive. Please think of Earth anytime the colony air gives you the coughs. Keep your mind focused and make things right. I'm sure they'll bring you back home. Your top priority should be to restart the control terminal. I commissioned the process for you prior to your landing. You just need to complete the 3 test scenarios, and then you'll be able to build anything you have a license for and to salvage anything you've built. You'll be the sole authority on the colony planet. Don't let the power go to your head. So these 3 test scenarios, and this is assigned Saito, Department Head of Off-World Colonies, Nakatani Chemicals. So we work for Nakatani Chemicals. Saito is the guy giving us direction, and these test scenarios are really tutorials. Yes, they are simple tutorials, and we're going to play those right now and probably play the first mission as well, or the first real scenario. There's hints every time. Catalyzing industry has the same effect on production speed as upgrading it twice, which is beautiful. All right. And forgive me for a bunch of reading here through these early ones. Welcome to your first region. Let's go over the basics of railway management and hit the space bar. When in a region, your current main task can be found here. Keep an eye on your tasks to help make sure you don't miss key information. Your main task in this region is to export 4 energy. Let's get to work. So our main task is up here, export energy. These structures are geothermal power plants. They are one of many industries which produce energy. This is a Zeppelin dock. Freight can be delivered here for export, contributing to your objective and earning you profit. Before we can export energy, we need to build track stations and trains. Let's start with track. Press 1 to select the track tool. So I press 1. The track tool comes up. With the track tool active, press left mouse click near a geothermal power plant to start constructing track. Press left mouse track again near the Zeppelin dock to construct the track. So we're going to drag the track where we want it. So we want it to be here to here. We'll do. Track does not have to loop for trains to be able to travel along the line. Trains will reverse direction once they reach the end of the line. So now we need to add stations, so we hit 2. With the stations tool, you basically click start building your station at either end, and we need to build track to connect this geothermal power plant with the Zeppelin dock. Look for white guidelines to check that you're in range. Buildings in range will turn yellow. So we're going to build a station right here, and see how it's green and that's yellow. That means it's in range. And you only need we could build a station that would be very, very long out through here, as long as at least one of the components of the station is in range of what it is you're trying to pick up or deliver. So there, we'll put 2 on that end. And stations let you load and offload freight to and from nearby industries. You can connect multiple stations together to increase their loading and offloading speed. So I'm going to go back to station for a second and put one more right there. Then we're going to do what they want us to do, which is train. Hover your train tool over the track you laid earlier and press to configure your first train. So we're going to hover it here, and we want it going toward, or really in, ideally, this the pickup point. So we left click, and then it says select an engine to add it to your train. Engines drive your trains. The only one we have to select from right now is this boiler. And then add 4 energy freight to your train. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finalize the train. Fantastic. You've taken your first step as this colony's administrator. Now watch as your train delivers energy from the geothermal power plant to the Zeppelin dock. So it loaded 4 there, 2 at a time, because we had 2 station pieces there, and then 2 at a time down here, and we're done. That was our 4 that we've delivered. So that's about as simple as it gets in a train game. Took us 16 seconds to get an S rank. Now you get ranked at the end of each puzzle or scenario, and S is what we're striving for. That has the tightest time frames. We're going to try to get that all the time. And then when you do get an S, you get 5 vouchers. These vouchers are used later on. I'll explain a little bit later. But the vouchers are used later on to allow us to buy upgrades, buy access to new trains, new industries, that kind of thing. All right. Now to get that typing noise out of the way, I'm holding down the space bar to speed it up. Hey Yoshida, good job building that track. The terminal is reporting the trains and track system passed all self-checks. Next, I'll unlock the branch control test. Follow the flashing dots on your office's world diorama to the next region. So here we go. We just did that one. We're going over here to continue the tutorial, and we'll click this one. So you can see it's got a ranking and S. We have to finish this in 5 minutes. Now there are modifiers. Let's start to bottom. Millionaire mode means you have unlimited money. So you have a bunch of money, you spend some, and it comes right back to you. So, but the highest rank you can get if you play that way is a B. Remember, you get S, A, B, C. We want S, so we won't be doing that. No timer means it doesn't matter how long it takes. If you can finish it, they'll give you an A ranking. We're not interested. No ghosting. Disable train ghosting. Trains will be blocked when meeting face to face, so be careful to avoid congestion. Now, if 2 trains came face to face right now, one would stop and the other one would go right through it. It's kind of simulating a sidetrack. We don't want that. That's too easy. And anyway, it's just a bad way to design your systems anyway. So we want that, which gives us an S. Now see, we could leave the ghosting on and still get an S, right? But we'll do that. That makes it just a little bit harder. Okay, so we get the hardest settings we can get. We're shooting for an S. Of course, we're still in the tutorial, so it won't be hard. Speed this up again. Okay, Please do not laugh. Truth be told, I tried the self-checks before you were assigned to our division. I thought if I could master the control terminal, then I could start fixing the colony's economy myself. Instead, I got the self-check region's train stuck. It just goes around and around, never arriving at the station. So let's see if we can fix that. Hint, loop tracks can support the most trains. I think that's what that said. It went by too fast. Okay, each train has its own route at each branch in the track. Now, when they say branch, they're really talking about a set of switches, right? Okay. In this region, this train carrying water does not have a clear route to the city. Select the train by pressing the left click when the cursor is above it and start fixing the route. So, route. Okay, so I select the train. You can see it's outlining how it's going. Obviously, we'll want to go out here and get away. It comes down here, it goes up into this other station, which is more water. But we want it to come out after it does that and head for the city. So it comes down here to a little loop, and to get out of this, we need it to go this way. Then it comes to here, and it says it will go down here. And if it goes to this, it'll just start doing a circle here. So we're going to have it turn this way, go down here to the station, and then it can loop back around and go back up, and it should have a nice route. And that should finish it. You can ride a train by pressing F. I've done that. Unless I need it for an achievement or something, I won't be doing it again. Okay. Victory! After completing a region, you will be assigned a rank. We talked about that. The time taken to complete a region is the only thing that impacts your rank. Based on your rank for each region, you will be rewarded with a number of vouchers. You can always replay regions from the overworld to try and achieve better ranks and earn more vouchers. Vouchers can later be used to purchase licenses that allow you to use new industries, upgrades, engines, and other extras. So we got an S rank in 45 seconds against a 5-minute goal. So we got our 5 vouchers, and we'll continue. Hey Yoshida, thanks for clearing that branching mess. You made it look so easy. Please keep this pace, or faster. Faster is preferable. So here we can see our third tutorial, which is called the Industrial Chain Primer. So we got our no ghosting. Now we have to get this done in 5 minutes. Hey Yoshida, the manual introduces the self-check as validate combinatory industrial chain handling. But I think in plain words it means to ensure factories use the multiple input freight to create finished freight, which is pretty important. After all, the essence of any colony's economy is combining inputs into outputs and sending those outputs as inputs to another factory. Layer that formula many tiers deep and you get yourself an economy capable of sending rockets to space. Resource extraction industry do not require workers to operate. Good to know. Industrial chain primer. Many industries produce outputs which require multiple freight inputs to create. This is a steel mill. It is one such industry. Select the steel mill by pressing left mouse click when your cursor is above it to learn more about how it works. So we'll click on it. And here we go. It says the steel mill requires 2 freight inputs, coal and iron, in order to produce steel. When you're ready, press backspace to exit this screen. So 2 iron plus 2 coal creates 2 steel. This is a coal mine. It produces coal that can be utilized in other industries. This is an iron mine. It produces iron that can be utilized in other industries. Very conveniently located, I might add. Select either the coal mine or the iron mine to learn more about how they work. So we'll select that. Iron mines and coal mines both produce their respective outputs without the need of other inputs. They will continue to produce until their storage is full. There are many other resource extraction industries which also produce different foundational freight. When you're ready, press backspace to exit the screen. So we can see here, looks like we got an operating a speed. You can see it's working, but it's full. So storage is full, 4 out of 4, so it's going to shut down for a moment. Okay. There's one more critical thing to know about before we put you to work, and that's workers. Select the steel mill by pressing left mouse click when your cursor is above it to learn more about how they work. Industry must be staffed by workers in order for it to function. The closer they are to being fully staffed, the faster they will produce outputs. You can add workers or remove workers You can add workers or remove workers from an industry by pressing F or V. Assign 8 workers to the steel mill and then get out. Okay, so over here we can see here's the input part and other stuff, and here's the workers. And as we add people, we can see a workforce percent. See this going up, and we get to 100%. Okay. Fantastic. The steel mill is ready to work. Now all we need to do is provide it with iron and coal. Build track stations and trains in order to supply the steel mill with the iron and coal in order for steel. Okay, good. We'll go up here. We'll get that is connected. That is connected. Let's put a station here and here, a couple on each end. We'll get a train pointed up that way toward the iron, and notice how it automatically realizes you want to do iron to a steel mill. That's because we've got stations on both ends of that piece of track. Now iron's on one end and there's a consumer of iron on the other end. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, finalize. Then we'll go over here and go track 1, 2, 3. Do 4 like that. We'll put a couple of stations here, a couple here. We'll get a train and point it that way. There we go. Now we got a train loading coal. So we've already got 4 iron here. And then we're going to have, once the coal arrives, the steel mill will start processing. See, there comes the coal. It used up 2, and now it's got 2 more in waiting. So it's created 2 steel, and then it's working on those last 2. See, you can see it right here. And when it hits 100%, that will have created the 4 the 4 steel that we needed. There we go. We finished that one. 51 seconds, S rank. So again, we got our 5 vouchers. All right, let's continue. Hey Yoshida, yet again you passed that test with flying colors. You are good at this. You must have studied during your trip to the colony. Either that or you are hacking the terminal to report false completion times. Please do not hack company computers. It is against departmental policy. So there we go. We finished our first 3 tutorials, basically. We're ready to take on our first job. And if we go back here on the map, we can also see there's one over here called validation skip. And that's where if you wanted to skip these 3, you could just play this one and you'll get 5 vouchers for that. Now you would be forfeiting 10 vouchers, but you don't really need them all to get all the way through this and get everything you need. But we'll probably come back and play that one. But let's go ahead and do our first job so we can get a little bit of a taste of what the game really is like, not just tutorials, and then we'll wrap it up with that. So this one has a 10-minute time limit, and to get an S, so let's go. Hey Yoshida, enough learning. Time to put your skills to work. Remember how I failed to pass the validation self-checks? Did you know the validation logic has a remote override feature? I used that manual override to start fixing this region's water export. Considering the situation, I'm sure you agree it was a noble action. The results speak for themselves. Sadly, the results speak of disastrous inefficiency. Please fix those results. Hint, elevated tracks cost more to build. Okay. So, our first job, we've got this thing set up with 3 delivery systems. Place the real mess, we need to get things back up and running optimally. It does, however, give us a good chance to learn some more advanced skills. Okay, Looks like this loop of track has collapsed and no longer connects the water pumps to the Zeppelin dock. Let's fix it. Remember, the water we can export at the dock. While the track tool will try and find a working route for you, sometimes you'll want to have more say over where track is placed. When using the track tool, you can adjust the height of the proposed track by pressing F and V. Try repairing this track loop by adjusting the height of the track while using the track tool. You can cancel an in-progress drag with a right click. Okay, so let's go to track. We'll come off of this and just go, well, let's go down and down like that, and then we need to go over here and up. There we go. Let's see what else we can learn here. Let's take a look at this track. Even after trains have been set in motion, you can still make changes to them to suit your needs. Try selecting one of the short trains. Okay. You can reconfigure existing trains by selecting them and pressing Q to open the configuration. So we'll hit this. This train could be reconfigured to carry additional water freight. Try adding 3 more water freight to the train, then add an additional engine to help pull the extra weight. 1, 2, 3, and 1, and go. Now it's time to really get to work. You need to deliver water to the Zeppelin dock. Easy, right? Well, it's not that simple. A few one-off deliveries won't cut it. Here we need you to reach a certain export rate of water from the region. Use everything you've learned up to this point to reach your export goal. Good luck. Okay. So one thing looks like we need to do is make this. Make this go back here, and we don't want it to loop. We want to loop, right? Okay. And this guy here, I sold that one. Not sure what that meant. This guy here we can reconfigure. And one thing you can do if you want to line them up, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. There, we'll haul 6. And we got 3. And to speed that up, we can even go like station. We can go put 6 on this end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on this end, and that way you can load the whole train in one action. And we'll kind of set that up on the rest of these. I mean, we should have plenty of money for this particular one. Configure this one. And this one here, we'll configure it. Okay, and down here we can go configure, finalize, and then what we can do with this one is click it and hit E for clone, right? And just put another one in there, and it copies the route and the makeup of the train. We can finalize that, and then we can make this station faster. And the station up here we already did. We've already done this side. We got 6 and 6. What are we looking at here? We're getting all the water out of here. Now we've got 2 trains. We should get all the water out of here. We're getting all the water out of here. We really don't even need. We don't even need the extra train. Is there more water? Yeah, we could set up another delivery somewhere. So we could do like we could have a delivery that goes from here and touches and comes back in a nice simple loop, and we can go And train, we can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And go. Got more water here that we could do in any kind of way we wanted to. And there's water here as well. All right, let's just run. There, we're done. We don't need to keep going. All right, we did it in 458. We got our S rank, and we'll continue the story. Thanks, Administrator. We needed you, and you delivered. You've saved our bacon. The chat around here is you arrived on an economy class rocket. Those same rockets our grandparents traveled here on. I've never heard of a corporate employee from Earth traveling to colony planets by work rocket. You must either be incredibly poor or incredibly humble. Nameless, null of null, location unknown. So this is not Saito talking to us anymore, I don't think. All right, so we finished our first job, and that, of course, opens up a new job for us. And I think we'll stop right there. There's a little taste of Railgrade. I'm going to keep going with it. I enjoy it. I hope you do too. I hope you will like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow the channel and to spread the new word to other folks about this. And at any rate, I hope we'll see you soon for the next episode. And do not fear, I will keep going with my Railway Empire 2 scenarios, so we'll get those done. And there's plenty already queued up and loaded up and ready to be published on Railway Empire 2 as we speak. So back to this one. I hope you enjoyed Railgrade. And again, at the risk of repeating myself, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.